Hello and welcome to this episode of Scope. I'm Mary Stella Kelaton. Papa Village, with a population of over 2,000 in the Hiri West local level government of Central Province, is located about 20 kilometers northwest of Port Moresby City on the edge of ExxonMobil's large LNG plant. Though the distance to the capital city is not very far, if traveling by road, people here struggle to maintain their health status like many other aspects of life, mainly due to lack to viable cash income. Thus, when the people heard about a free medical camp coming to them on Saturday, 21st September, they were all very excited to participate wholeheartedly.
Tamil Sangam, an association of all Tamil-speaking people around Port Moresby, introduced the Beyond the Textbook program of the University of Papua New Guinea School of Business and Public Policy to Papa Village in Central Province.
This particular program, we are collaborating with UPNG School of Business and Public Policy Beyond the Textbook. Beyond the textbook, in the sense, apart from academic learnings, they have to do something to the community, pay back to the community. So that is what the concept. So we are involving postgraduate students and also undergraduate students for this purpose.
In collaboration with the Port Moresby General Hospital and funding assistance from companies operating in the area, including Wärtsilä and New Power, the medical camp was underway.
And so we've just basically partnered in with it. And I think we need a lot of these collaborations. As you know, blood transfusion here in Pomgen or in Port Moresby, we rely heavily on relative donors. But really, blood transfusion should be driven by volunteer. People just walking to donation centers and they donate blood.
Ward Councillor of Papa Village, Alphonse Now, extended a warm welcome to all present, including President of PNG Tamil Sangam, Dr. Suresh Babu, and members of the PNG Tamil Sangam and other stakeholders.
So I'm thankful to such stakeholder partners that are operating and giving us services. This medical camp that is happening here is very, very fortunate for my people, especially because such services that a mere villager will always spend money to get this service.
Dr. Teresa Lay from West New Britain Provincial Health Authority, representing the Executive MBA for 2024, UPNG School of Business and Public Policy, took the lead in organizing the health checks.
We organized ourselves to come and do this program, medical camp, with the Port Moresby General Hospital staff as well. A lot of the staff who are at the Port Moresby General Hospital are actually doctors who are taking the Executive MBA program. So we decided to work together and come and do this program. Last week we ran the blood camp, donation blood camp at the School of Business. So we did that with the team from the Port Moresby General Hospital Blood Bank. And today we've got a number of doctors and health professionals from the hospital who are working with us today to do screening in this village.
Professor Lexmi Pillai, Provost Chancellor at UPNG, explained the background of the SBP and PP students who are involved in this Beyond the Textbook program, which started in 2018.
The School of Business and Public Policy started Beyond the Textbook program in 2018 with the three important goals. Number one, to help the students to develop their personality. Number two, to demonstrate their community responsibility. Number three, to develop their entrepreneurial skill. So we encourage our students to take part in such events, show that they become part of the community and they prove that they are worthy citizens for the future. And so when they go out, when they finish, when they go to workplace, they know how to behave and to take care of the people.
Chief of Papa Village was grateful of this health camp that benefited some of his people. While he thanked the stakeholders of the free medical camp, he was disappointed that the program was only for a day.
Well, I don't know how expensive it's going to be, but what I think that that kind of activity, if somehow there will be sponsors and something that can make it happen for us, that would be really handsome for us. And I'm really thinking that, this should happen more. I'm not really sure whether if, like what I mentioned, if it's so expensive like that, might be hard for it to happen, because nowadays, like, it's gonna be a financial capacity that will make things be able to happen.
Time limitations prevented some from being attended to. Those who were fortunate enough to be seen by a health worker were satisfied with the outcome. Ameri Now, wife of Chief Now, for a long time struggled with eyesight, which affected her tailoring. She was relieved to have attended the health camp.
First, I checked my eyes when I was 16 years old. That's in 1979, when I started at Westpac Bank. They had to test my eyes, and it was all right. But after then, I had eye problems. During the night, as a tailor, I used to sew. It was hard for me to put the thread into the needle. But I was really happy, and I was just buying glasses without doctor's prescriptions. And I had headaches, and because maybe that was not the right size. But I thank the people who came, because they checked my eye and they gave me the right glasses.
Young Daisy Buri didn't know that her child had sores and redness of eyes until she came along to the health camp. Mabata Lamuya elaborated on the health issues she and her daughter Naomi Now were experiencing, which brought them along to the camp.
On Saturday morning, we went for checkup. So I bring him. They check him, even they scan his belly. And then the result was baby's belly was empty. He was malnourished baby, first symptoms. He wasn't, his weight won't be 1 year, 4 months baby their weight. It was very low. So they advised me to give those foods where they were talking about, and then his medicine, they gave us 2 medicines for him to drink.
Both Chief Now and Councillor Now want to see the companies who are located in the area to consider funding such programs on a regular basis in the future. Councillor Now referred to the health benefits as indescribable. However, he reckons it would be much better if the program was prolonged for more than a day, so more people can be seen too.
The medical camp that was introduced in our community, which provided a free medical service, was extreme. Like I said, it's indescribable, meaning I'm pleased to have many of my people get served for free, and those people who have never been to hospitals due to financial constraints and all that were able to make it to the hall to get treatment somehow, and I'm thankful for that. The only issue with the camp was there wasn't enough time available to see all the patients. That resulted in 100 plus patients walking off without getting treatment.
According to the president of Tamil Sangam, Papa Village may be the first to undergo the Beyond the Textbook program, but it certainly won't be the last.
After the break, Papua New Guinea's think tank suggests that Papua New Guinea make decisions such that the nation's political independence is translated into real development via improvements in our social and economic indicators. Monday, 16 September 2024 marked 49 years since the Australian territories of Papua and New Guinea were united to form the independent state of Papua New Guinea. Being politically free is a cherished pursuit of human beings. Across the world and over time, the quest for political freedom has led to many wars, leading to shedding of blood and loss of lives. However, in PNG's case, no physical war was fought to attain political independence. In other words, independence was given to Papua New Guinea on a golden plate. Having said that, the director for the PNG National Research Institute, Dr. Osborne Sanida, said that the architects of our political independence, the likes of the father of the nation, late Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare, and his esteemed colleagues, can be said to have fought a war of words for PNG to attain political independence through the various meetings, negotiations, and consultations that they have had to do. Political independence led to Papua New Guinea taking control of its political destiny and affairs through its systems of government that were put in place. Furthermore, political independence meant taking control of decision-making in the different spheres of the Papua New Guinea society. All this have been done or pursued since 16 September 1975. Governments came and went via elections or votes of no confidence over the course of the 49 years, and many decisions have been made over these years as a nation. These are evidence of our political independence, although our system of elections is far from perfect, as it is fraught with all kinds of issues at every election. Director of the Papua New Guinea National Research Institute, Dr. Osborne Sanida, following Papua New Guinea's 49 years of independence celebration, released a public policy blog highlighting political independence needs, translating to real development through research-based decision-making.
We celebrate that freedom, political freedom. It has given us the freedom to make decisions. And in my article, I also mentioned that we are exercising that freedom through three levels of government that we adopted: the national government, the provincial government, and the local level government. Perhaps in the current context, you might also add there's a level at the DDA level. I mean, technically, it's not a provincial government; it's supposed to be administrative, but sometimes when you see it, it's almost like another level of government. But so whatever it is, our political independence has given us that freedom to make decisions within this context of our development. Has political independence translated to real development? What do we mean by real development? From my perspective, real development is simply defined as improvement in the welfare of the people, the likes of people, having a better home or better education, safety and security in a secure environment, or a clean environment.
Dr. Sanida emphasized his paper, highlighting struggles from the perspective of three macroeconomic indicators, the first being economic growth.
Nominal per capita GDP was growing at around 6.5%. But the real GDP, that is the real GDP per capita, was growing at only 1.1%. So the implication of that is that our economy in real terms is not growing strong enough. In other words, most of what we see in the nominal, what is caused by increase in prices and not in real terms.
inflation,
the overall increase in the level of prices from year to year. And as I mentioned earlier, inflation affects us negatively because it reduces what we call purchasing power. So purchasing power is for us as consumers, whether we as individuals or businesses or governments, is the amount of goods and services that a certain unit of price can be able to purchase. Prices is something that we need to, and that is why the role of competition in the economy is very important, because competition is what can lead to competitive prices.
and the exchange rate.
When there is a weak kina, you need to spend a lot of kina to be able to buy a foreign currency to import. For example, I think the U.S., like the exchange rate against the U.S. dollar was around 1 kina to 30 cents. As we speak, it's around 25 cents.
Dr. Sanida explains that these struggles from the macroeconomic perspective imply that as a country, Papua New Guinea must make decisions such that the nation's political independence must be translated to real development via improvements in our social and economic indicators. This include, among others, higher incomes for the people and government, increasing employment opportunities for the jobless, creating business opportunities for entrepreneurs, making communities safer, improving education standards, building better infrastructure, reducing poverty, improving healthcare standards, and reducing the impact of pollution.
Our founding fathers have, so if they have, through that decision they made or that attainment, it has now given us the opportunity to make decisions. So we need to make decisions to be able to see positive change.
Dr. Sanida reiterated the importance of research-based decision-making, expressing how vital it is to translating real development for Papua New Guinea.
Instead of making ad hoc decisions, we need to use research-based information so that we can be able to make better decisions in terms of translating our political independence to real development for our people.
In the name of representing your family, your tribe, and your province, for the first comes an amazing story about a record 36 hours journey that included riding the rough seas, long bumpy drive by bus to the nearest aerodrome, and then on an airplane to your dream destination. This was the untold story of the under-19 boys and under-18 girls of the New Guinea Island Schools Academy. They were on their way to Goroka, Eastern Highlands Province for the recently staged inaugural 2024 PNG NRL Bid Schools Championship in July at the National Sports Institute. The competition was hailed a success, and Team NGI's campaign had its own successes.
The highly successful inaugural PNG NRL Bid Schools Academy Championship at the National Sports Institute Goroka, Eastern Highlands Province would not have been complete without representation from Team NGI. The under-19 boys and under-18 girls teams who barely made it into Goroka a few hours before the two-day tournament got underway. The team manager Nicole Kamara shared that their 36-hour journey started with a boat trip in open waters from Tavui Beach in Rabaul to Namatina in Walan Province, where the team endured another 6-hour drive to Kavieng Town, where they had to stay another night before boarding their flight to Goroka via Port Moresby in two separate groups.
36 hours. It didn't seem like 36 hours because the children that we have on board were just excited to get here. Sleeping on floor, sleeping on tile, something. As long as we had to come here and represent our region, and that was the biggest thing. Yeah, it was a struggle. We missed a couple of weeks of training, but I think what actually bonded the team was just being one. So Omangi Malex, Omangi Rabaul. Even though there were issues on the ground for training, there was no issues at all, and I'm really proud to say that one of them, who's been chosen for the team to represent PNG, and Mangi Malex.
Team NGI eventually made it into Goroka on the eve of the start of the championships. Despite adversity and lack of recovery time to climatize, both under-19 boys and under-18 girls put on their best performances on both days. They were driven by passion and pride to represent their region. Unfortunately, both teams bowed out in the first round of the eliminations. 6 of their players, 3 boys and 3 girls, got selected as part of the best 17 under-19 boys and best 17 under-18 girls of the tournament. It was a great reward for their effort, sacrifice and commitment. They competed against Ley, Mount Hagen, Port Moresby, consisting NCD and Central, and host Goroka. The under-18 girls beat host Goroka 10-8 and qualified for the finals on day 2 against NCD girls, who were too strong, defeating them 24. Kamara said players were very emotional after the tournament while giving a personal account of the ordeal they went through to get to Goroka. But overall, they were very excited and proud to represent their region.
An experience in itself, and I think because they had the support of the other brothers and sisters who were on the plane as well, their emotions were okay. They made it through. So we have 40 kids from Rabaul who are really proud to carry our 5 provinces of NGI. Yeah.
Kamara said, though they went through a lot of challenges even back home with the ongoing youth fights in Rabaul, the teams performed exceptionally well at the championship, with 6 players selected for the best under-18 girls and the best under-19 boys.
So 3 boys, 3 girls. The girls, Ogatablo, Rabaul, Tavui go down. And then the boys, Malek, Rabaul Town as well, one of them. And yeah, so really proud. Wow. Just really, and that's why there's so many tears. I guess because of the travel and what they've had to go through. And I think this program for 15 weeks has actually shown other kids back home the opportunities that they have now in rugby. And when the second academy comes in, I know there'll be a lot of children that we'll have to choose more of now. So I'm so proud of the girls, especially because this is the first time that Team NGI team of women have actually made it to the preliminary finals. So I'm really proud. Well done.
From the 6 players selected from Team NGI, Keith Minell representing NGI under-19 boys and Rose Joseph from the under-18 girls were over the moon and said all the sacrifice and commitment paid off. The under-19 boys lacked size and weight, but really played to their strength, using speed, skill and agility with some entertaining games against their bigger and more experienced opponents. 3 players also shared their emotions and spoke about their experiences. Keith Minell from Malaguna No. 1 near Rabaul said his next goal is to play for the national team one day.
I've been start play the rugby bigat triple yet all. I'm a master at Labin Calablock, Labin Staples and Batravelicam, and Long Plaro Thomas Batravelicam, and me plan of silly good. I'm Blacam, Calablo 3 o'clock on night, Batravelicam, 6 o'clock Bacalablo boat, Solwara 2 and Rafi. Pakarabol geta mi platu mi plaron lo boat mi plaron mo se mi plak kapsaida solo boat to pone me solwara tu em raf bad mi like to thank you to lo god lo protect mi plus team lab coming up lo ya em to thank you to lo god e film mama master em first time lo mister so mi all select mi lo rabol kam now mi can play lane mi select mi le first time lo teret na mi mama master ni to thank you lo god that's all na amen. I'm love future blame me like I'm Kumul's player, now play NRL player.
Rose Joseph, representing Rabaul League, comes from a strong rugby league family through her big dads who represented Rabaul and NGI before.
Oh yeah, we start play at lo primary come on top, so bago high school, secondary now all come to school all select him, all pick him out some girls, so me one fan lol. Play make training lo bubu Rabaul.
Ambrose Tony represented Rabaul League. He also shared his story about his rugby league career and his experience on the long travel to Goroka.
Last year I started play rugby with school boys, but selection last year no so now we like This year I'm schoolboys come, we play. I've been selected me blab amas tamangi. No me blakang. I feel I'm mas happy to be one of the players to be a part of PNG team.
And that wraps up another edition of Scope. Thanks for your company. Good night.